It usually happens on an ordinary evening. Your cat is curled up in your lap, purring, and as your fingers move through their fur, you feel it. Something that wasn't there before. A little marble under the skin, a soft, squishy bump along the ribs, a strange, raised spot on the neck. And in that single second, your heart drops and your mind jumps straight to the worst word there is: cancer. First, I need you to take a slow, deep breath. I'm a veterinarian, and I want you to know that finding a lump is one of the most common reasons worried owners come through my door. Here's what most people don't realize. Many lumps on cats turn out to be harmless. But, and this is the part I have to be honest with you about, cats are not small dogs. In cats, a higher share of skin lumps can be serious than in dogs, and you simply cannot tell what a lump is by looking at it or feeling it. Not me, not you, not anyone. So today I'm going to do something powerful. I'm going to teach you how to calmly check that lump at home, the exact way I do in my exam room, how to measure it and track it, and the red flags that mean you skip everything and go now. This isn't about avoiding the vet. It's about walking in calm, prepared, and informed. Grab a notebook. Let's turn that panic into a plan. Welcome to the first and most important thing you'll ever do, the gentle wiggle test. Before we talk about what any lump might be, we have to assess it. And the very first thing I check with my hands is one specific thing: attachment. I want you to find the lump on your cat. Place your thumb and one finger gently on either side of it, and very softly try to move it back and forth under the skin. Here is a reassuring sign. Does the lump feel like a loose, slippery grape rolling around inside a sock? Does it glide freely over the muscle underneath? A soft, movable lump is more often something benign, like a fatty lump or a cyst. Now the flip side, when you gently try to move it, does it feel hard, rigid, and anchored, like it has deep roots into the muscle or bone? A lump that won't budge is a higher priority, and that one needs a vet. But listen very carefully, because this is where cats are different. Even a soft, movable, reassuring lump still deserves to be checked, because in cats, the appearances lie more often than they do in dogs. The wiggle test tells you how urgent it is, not whether it's safe. And here is my favorite free trick for tracking a lump at home. Human memory is terrible, especially when we're anxious. So don't just keep an eye on it in your head. Take a coin, a dime or a quarter, place it right next to the lump, and take a clear photo with your phone. That gives you an objective sense of scale. Note the date, note where it is, note how it feels. Then check that exact spot again in about 2 weeks. If it has grown, changed shape, or started to bother your cat before then, you don't wait, you call. A photo log turns your worry into real information your vet can use. Now that you know how to assess a lump, let's talk about one of the common and often harmless kinds, the cyst. In the clinic, we often see what's called a sebaceous cyst, and it sounds far scarier than it is because it usually isn't a tumor at all. It's a clogged pipe. Your cat's skin is full of tiny glands that make a natural oil to keep the coat healthy. When one of those pores gets blocked, the oil has nowhere to go. It backs up, fills a little pocket, and forms a small, firm, dome-shaped lump under the skin. Sometimes it looks like a large blackhead. Now, here's where I have to be a responsible vet with you. Online, you'll see people claiming you can drain or dissolve these at home with warm tea bags or oils. Please hear me. For a cat, that advice can be genuinely dangerous. Cats groom constantly, which means anything you put on their skin, they will lick off and swallow. And many things that are harmless to us are toxic to them. So here is what's actually safe. First, get any new lump confirmed by your vet so you actually know it's a benign cyst and not something pretending to be one. Only then, if your vet agrees, a clean, warm, damp cloth held gently against the area for a minute or two can soothe it. Warm, never hot, test it on your own wrist first. That is comfort care. It is not a cure, and it never replaces a diagnosis. And whatever you do, never squeeze or pop a cyst. That's how you turn a harmless bump into a painful infection. Watch it, keep it clean, and let your vet decide if it ever needs to come out. Let's talk about the little bumps that come with age: skin tags and warts. As cats get into their senior years, their skin can naturally get a bit bumpier. You might find a small, soft, dangly tag, usually caused by simple friction, or a tiny wart, which is caused by a virus. In many cases, these are completely benign. They're mostly just annoying. They can catch on a collar, or your cat scratches at one until it bleeds and gets infected. But I want to be straight with you, because this matters more for cats than for dogs. Cats develop malignant skin growths more often than dogs do, so a bump that looks like a harmless tag or wart deserves to be confirmed by your vet, not just assumed to be nothing. Now, once your vet has actually confirmed a bump is a benign tag or wart, the care is simple and gentle. Keep the area clean and dry, carefully trim the fur around it so it doesn't get matted or irritated. Stop the collar from rubbing on it, and gently discourage scratching. And here's the big one, the mistake I really want you to avoid. Do not put castor oil, apple cider vinegar, wart removers, or any home remedy on it. I know those tips are all over the internet, but your cat will lick it off and swallow it, and many of those products can make a cat sick. If a tag or a wart is truly bothering your cat, the safe answer is to let your vet remove it properly. Keep it comfortable, keep watching it, and leave the removing to the professionals. Next, let's have an honest conversation about the soft, wobbly ones. Lipomas. A lipoma is a benign tumor made of fat cells wrapped up in a capsule under the skin. On a cat, you'd feel it as a soft, squishy, movable lump, and in dogs, they're extremely common. Here's the honest part, though. In cats, true lipomas are actually less common, which means a soft, fatty-feeling lump in a cat should never just be waved off as, oh, it's only fat. It needs to be confirmed because dangerous lumps can feel soft too. And I have to warn you about something you'll see all over the internet. There are people selling herbal drops, special diets, and detox supplements claiming they'll melt a fatty lump away or stop your cat from ever forming another one. As a veterinarian, I'm telling you plainly, that is not how biology works. Once a lipoma has formed its little capsule, you cannot diet it away or dissolve it with a supplement. Applying a cream won't melt it, and an herbal liver detox won't prevent it. Please don't waste money or risk your cat's health on those promises. So what actually helps? Simple, proven, boring basics. Keep your cat at a lean, healthy weight, because a lean cat is easier to examine and you'll feel new lumps sooner. Feed a complete, balanced, vet-approved diet in proper portions instead of leaving food out all day. And if you want to add anything, like an omega-3, ask your vet first. Because in cats, even supplements can interact with other conditions. There's no miracle here. There's just good care and a vet who knows what that lump actually is. Now we arrive at the most important chapter, the one I could not let you leave without hearing, the go now zone. I need to tell you about a tumor we call the great imitator. It's the mast cell tumor, and it is one of the reasons I never let anyone tell a cat owner that lump is probably fine. A mast cell tumor can look like absolutely anything. It can look like an innocent bug bite, a harmless little skin tag, or a soft, squishy cyst. From the outside, you cannot tell it apart from something benign. And here's why. You must be gentle. Mast cells are packed full of histamine, the same chemical behind big allergic reactions. If you find a lump and you squeeze it, pinch it, or aggressively poke at it trying to figure out what it is, you can actually trigger it to dump histamine all at once. That can make it suddenly swell, and in a bad case, make your cat seriously ill. This is exactly why the wiggle test is always gentle, and why don't squeeze the lump isn't me being fussy, it's me protecting your cat. So let me give you the clear red flags, the signs that mean you stop the home monitoring and you call today. A lump that's hard, fixed, and rooted in place. A lump that's bright red, sore, or intensely itchy. One that's growing or changing fast, in days, not months. Any lump that's ulcerated, bleeding, or oozing. And one that's specific to cats and incredibly important. A lump that appears at a spot where your cat had an injection or a vaccine. In cats, that can signal a serious tumor, and it needs to be seen. If you see any of these, don't reach for a home remedy. Go. And when you get there, ask about the hero of this entire video, the fine needle aspirate, or FNA. The vet slips a tiny needle into the lump, draws out a few cells, and looks at them under the microscope. It's quick, most cats tolerate it well, it's usually inexpensive, and it can often tell you whether that lump is a harmless cyst or something that needs to come out. Never be afraid to ask for it. It is the single greatest piece of peace of mind you can buy for your cat. So let's bring it all together, because you came here scared, and I want you to leave here calm and capable. When you find a lump on your cat, you now have a plan. 1. Do the gentle wiggle test. Is it soft and movable or hard and anchored? 2. Measure it. Put a coin beside it and take a dated photo so you can track any change. 3. Know your red flags. And 4, the one that ties it all together, get it checked, and don't be afraid to ask your vet for that fine needle aspirate. And here are the red flags one more time. The go now signs. A hard fixed lump, one that's growing or changing fast. Anything red, sore, ulcerated, or bleeding. A lump at an old injection site, or a lump alongside your cat going off their food, hiding, or seeming unwell. Any of those, you call your vet. I want to be really clear about the spirit of this video. Everything I've shown you at home, the wiggle test, the photo log, the gentle care, none of it is meant to replace your vet. It's meant to help you walk in prepared. So you're calm, you have real information, and you catch the important ones early. Because here's the truth. Most lumps, when they're caught early and identified properly, are very manageable, and many are completely harmless. Knowledge really is the cure for fear. So go ahead and give your cat a gentle check tonight. If you found this helpful, subscribe and stay with us, because every week I help you understand what your cat is really trying to tell you. Give your cat a chin scratch from me, stay calm, and I'll see you in the next one.